So what's up guys, my name is Barryanakbarim and you're tuning into the Barryanakbarim podcast. We can check on YouTube, Spotify and Apple Podcasts where we talk about real life stories from real people. On this episode 20 of the episode, I have a teacher now who is an English teacher and who is now currently teaching in Baram, and we all know that teaching in the interiors of Sarawak is very challenging. And here I have Derek who's gonna tell us about his experience as a teacher in the interiors of Sarawak. Mainly the name is called Baram. So without further ado, Derek, Alistair, welcome to the Baram podcast.
Yes, thank you. Woo! Thank you for having me here. I'm very ecstatic to be here.
Nice, awesome. Yeah, how's things like, dude? How are you?
Well, I'm a bit of busy recently, and I'm getting married this year.
Congrats on that.
Yeah.
All right. So how's it like? How are the preparations going?
Oh yes, there's a lot of pressure. You have to think of all of the stuff, and now's the school holidays, so I'm gonna do it step by step.
Right. Okay. So you're just gonna focus on today's this school holiday. You're gonna fulfill all of it to make preparations for the wedding day.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. So to kickstart, I usually start with this lah. So what do you have for breakfast today?
Oh, okay. Well, after church, I had nasi lemak with pork.
Oh, nice. Where is that?
Gala City.
Gala City. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I have two dishes because if I'm in interior, I can't eat all this stuff. So basically, I will order 2 or 3 main dishes. The local Sarawakian dish.
Okay, what sort of dishes do you order today?
Well, kolok mi merah.
Oh, okay.
And kway teow. Well, kway teow is a common dish, but I haven't had it in a long time.
Right.
So
you're a person that eats 2 to 3 things in one go. Well,
if it's during the school holidays, because I haven't eaten those in a long time.
I see. Yeah. So don't you have any food like kolomi, or what sort of food that you don't have in Baram? Like, oh, by the way, he's teaching in Baram, and what sort of food that you don't have in Baram?
Well, the main dishes in Sarawak. Such as kolomi, laksa, kway chap, all those.
Okay.
Well, the interior food that we have the local foods like the kampong foods, like the panso.
Alright.
But basically, that's we're gonna once in a while if they caught something or if they have a special event.
Right.
But normally there aren't that many local dishes that are there in Baram. There are no cafes, there are no restaurants. You have to cook your own.
Yeah. Speaking of which, now that we're in this topic lah, you've been teaching in Baram for 6 years, not mistaken?
Yes,
6 years, teaching in Baram. As a city boy, how do you actually spend your time, your leisures there?
In Baram?
Yeah.
Well, at first, being a city boy, I will bring the entertainment there first.
Okay.
I will bring my TV, my PS4.
Okay.
And I like computer games, but I can't play, unfortunately, because I'm a Dota player, but there's no internet there.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing that I tried to do.
Okay.
But I'm trying to learn all the new skills as in Baram as well. Especially, they're good in hunting.
Oh.
They're good in fishing. I've never tried those before.
All right.
Well, I did.
Nice.
That's a good experience to try.
Yeah.
And kind of get a hang of it, but I'm not good. Well, during leisure times, if there's a hunting trip with the villagers, the fishing, I would once in a while I will follow, but mainly I will just stick to my entertainment.
Right. Okay. Your best prize in hunting, what was it?
I don't catch anything.
Okay.
But
you just follow them lah.
I just follow them.
Okay.
Because I don't know how to handle a gun.
Okay.
And spears and stuff.
Right.
For fishing as well, I don't catch anything as well.
Okay. You just follow them for the time being.
Follow them.
All right. Cool. Just to kill time lah.
Just to kill time.
Yeah. So usually that would be your weekend leisure lah.
Sometimes weekdays.
Even weekdays, huh?
Yeah. If they normally it depends on the weather.
Okay. So if weekdays, it's usually after school lah.
After school, yeah. Nighttime, especially night.
Oh, nighttime. You also go lah.
Yeah.
Hunting in nighttime. I
Yeah.
see. Okay. So how is the school like in what's the name of your school again?
SK Umar Bawang. Baram.
SK Umar Bawang.
Yeah.
Okay. How is it like? Tell us, picture us how the school is like. How many students are there? How big the school is?
Well, a little bit of history about the school. It was actually a missionary school back in the 60s or 70s, and then it changed to Kebangsaan SK. And now, because picture this, it's in the deep jungle. You have to get across the river. And back in the days, there were a lot of students. Back in the days, in the 90s, in the 80s. But now, because the accessibility road to Miri, most of them will transfer to Miri. Most of them, and the left there were a little number of students now. Now currently we have 24.
I see.
Going into the new term, there will be, I think it will be 18.
Oh, okay.
So these kids, the majority race there is Kayan. And honestly speaking, growing up in Kuching, I didn't know that there was this race. Then once I got posted there, then I know. Wow, oh, Kayan. I just knew that.
I see.
Because we're not exposed with the race, the Kayan race,
right,
in our high school days.
I see. Let's go back to the first day of you working as a teacher in that school, SK Umar Bawang. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. How was it like? How was your feeling when you first came into the school?
Well, at first, because when I got posted, there was a little bit of excitement at the same time, because I was waiting for like 10 months for my posting. And the excitement was there, but at the same time, the nervous, the fear started to kicking in, because I've been studying abroad again, and now I'm away from my family again, and a little bit of mixed emotion there. And the first thing that I asked was, is there any internet accessibility there? That's the first thing, because I would like to communicate with my family members, my friends, my fiance. And then when I got there, then I saw how terrible the challenges were, especially the roads, especially the facilities there, and yeah.
I see. Now that we're talking about the road lah, can you share us the journey from Kuching to your workplace?
Wow.
Yeah, let's go there.
Okay.
Because this is something that people in Malaysia will always wonder to know, like, how is it like to work? How is it like to go to work, especially in the interiors of Sarawak? So, of course, there'll be lots of stories that people who have heard on the national TV or news or radio where these teachers will explain, will tell the experience on how is it like to be working in the interiors. So probably from your side, from your story, how is it like the journey from Kuching to SK Umar Bawang?
Okay, from Kuching, it will take around 2 days if you're driving. And there are two ways if you want to go to Miri, by road or by flight. Well, normally people will choose to go by flight because it shortens their travel time. But if we're talking about driving, then we know that Kuching to Miri is far. I would say around 12 hours if we're stopping here for gas, for lunch, and so on.
Kuching to Miri, right?
Yeah, Kuching to Miri. Okay. We would say around 12 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. And from Miri, because Miri, in Baram, Miri is the nearest town, the nearest city. And from Miri, we have to travel by road. Back in the days, that road was terrible. Now they've upgraded it, thank God. Now from Miri to Lapok, there's a small town in the interior of Baram. we would stop by Lapok. It's nearby Long Lama, and if we're going to my school, we don't gonna travel to Long Lama. So I'm gonna say we're gonna go to Lapok first, because Lapok is the nearest junction going to the before entering the off road. And from Miri to Lapok, I would say it would take around 2 hours. If you're fast, then it's 1.5 hours. Depends on your speed, and that's just the tar road, normal tar road. Okay. Then, when we want to enter Baram, now we're gonna go the off road.
Okay.
Okay. So this off road is this small town called Lapok, and there's a bridge, the Lapok Bridge. After the Lapok Bridge, the first junction to your right, it is the off road. And that off road, actually, if you go further, it will takes you to Barrio.
Oh, okay.
Long San, Long Lelang. Okay, so my school, the village, Umabawang village, is actually around 40 minutes if you would take that road. And it also depends on the weather as well. If the weather is good, then it will take about 40 minutes. But if it's raining, then the road will be slippery. Then you have to be aware of the speed, aware of the lorries and stuff. And
is it muddy?
Yeah, it's very muddy because I had an accident there before.
All right.
Near-death experience as well for me.
Oh.
So I would say that if you go to that road, I don't know what's that road called, but all the teachers in Baram, we call it Samling Road.
Okay, no specific, no official road name for the road.
Yeah, because it's been made by the company Samling.
Yeah.
They made the road for their business.
Yeah.
So we just call it Samling Road.
Yeah.
So it takes around 40 minutes to reach the junction of my school, of my village.
That's the Balak Road lah. People call it
Road.
as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once we reach the junction, Umabawang Junction, bear in mind there are a lot of laws in off-road as well. You have to be specific. Sometimes you have to drive on the left side of the road. Sometimes you have to drive on the right side of the road. And you need to know the law as well. Well, the first time that I went there, I didn't know these rules. But okay, coming back to how far it is. Then once we reach the junction of Umabawang, there will be a smaller off-road. It's like going through the Sawit area. And it will take around 1.5 hours. Depends on the weather as well.
Oh, yeah.
If it's raining heavily, then it will take around 2 or 3 hours. Because over there, I have a few bad experiences as well, that I've been stuck 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And once we enter the village, once we enter the end of the junction, we don't actually reach the village. There's another river that we have to get across.
Okay.
And at the end of that junction, the end of that Umabawang junction, it will take around, let's say if it's a good weather, then it's 1.5 hours.
Right.
But once we reach the end of that, I would say that road, they will reach a river, and that river is called Sungai Baram. It's big, and we have to make an appointment with the villagers to pick you up, because I have cases that I reached there a bit late because of the weather and stuff, and well, let's say that I made an appointment with the villager, pick me up around 4:30. I will reach here around 4:30 in the evening. But I reached there around 6 stuff, and they got tired of waiting and they just went back.
Oh no.
And yeah, we have to hope for a miracle that someone passed by with the prahu.
Yeah.
Right. Then getting across that river, it will take around 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, depends.
Any crocodiles there?
Yeah, I've seen one before.
Yeah.
But when we're in the jungle, we're not trying to say those stuff, because
you cannot say the name of crocodiles, or don't make any signs or indicators that there's a crocodile. No, you can't do that. Yeah. That's the unwritten rule lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once we reach across the river, it will take around 10, 20 to 30 minutes. Depends on the size of your prahu. Depends on the engine of the prahu. Depends how many stuff that you are bringing. Depends how many people are on the boat. So I would say, let's say if you're traveling solo and you have little stuff, then you will take around 10 minutes or so. And this prahu, they don't have the roof. It's just a small, like a fishing boat, I would say. Then we get across. And then once you got across, you have to walk a few distance if you want to go to the village. But my school is the nearest. It's literally in the on the near side of the river. And if you walk, it will take around 5 minutes or 10 minutes or so again.
I see.
And if you have many stuff, then you have to walk back and forth, going to the prahu again, take your stuff. Yeah. Then overall, I would say, if from Kuching, I would say 2 days. But from Miri, I would say around 6 hours.
Yeah. The overall journey lah.
Yeah.
Right. Now that you've mentioned it earlier on, talk to us through about your near-death experiences. What happened actually?
Okay. This was back in 2019.
Before that, let's have a drink.
Okay. Cheers.
I know you're thirsty.
Me too.
Cheers. Tiger, by the way. Thank you, Derek.
Yeah, Tiger.
Tiger. All right.
Okay.
Near-death experiences.
Back in 2019, we don't have a lot of teachers that have their own transport. So I would say that I'm quite mobile. I would like to go to Miri almost in a month. I would say 2 times. So I need my own transportation. So back in 2019, I bought a car, a 4-wheel car, a Nissan Navara car, and once it was freshly baked out of the oven, you know, then I tried to test my skill of driving there, and still remember it was I guess it was during the 22nd of July. It was a public holiday for Sarawakians. Sarawak Day.
Sarawak Day, yeah.
And I went to Miri on the 18th because it's on a Friday. We would have another extra day of holiday on the 22nd of July. And on that fateful day, on the 22nd of July, when I and another colleague of mine wanted to go back to school, it was raining. It was not heavily, but I would say that it was raining, you know, alang-alang.
Yeah.
So if it's raining alang-alang, the mud, it's kind of different type of vibes, the slippery.
Right.
Because if it keeps on raining, then it will wash away some of the mud. It's slippery, but it's not that dangerously slippery.
Yeah.
And once I reached Lapo, okay, it was not raining that time, but it was raining like 20-30 minutes before that. Right. And the mud was very slippery. And me and my colleague, we wanted to go back, so we saw the risk because we saw so many muds on the passerby cars going to Miri. Then I would say that I should have stopped because I would let those drivers with more experience to pass through. Because once they pass through, most of the cars pass through the mud will get less friction, I would say. It will be grip. Easier, less grip. So it will be safer for me. But my mind thought was, because I made an appointment with the villagers, one of the villagers, to pick us up. And I entered, and it was slippery. And here's a side note: if you're driving off-road for the first time, it's different than if you're driving on a normal road. Because if you're skidding, you can't press the brake immediately. You can't press it slow. You have to push forward and play with your gear. That's what I learned. But I didn't know that because this was my first car and so on.
First experience.
My first experience as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I drove there quite a number of times, but that was during the good weather. It was dry. But this was the first time that I've experienced that it was raining, and it was not raining heavily. for 2-3 hours. It was like raining alang-alang. So the mud was, very, very, very thick. And there was a moment. There was the Samling Road. There's a bukit. There's a bukit. We call it Bukit Limau. And once you go up the bukit and you go down, the nearest thing that you see, the first thing that you will see is a small bridge. And this small bridge only can walk only one car if you want to pass by.
One lane lah.
One lane, yeah.
Yeah.
From a big lane, suddenly it becomes one lane. Okay, and bear in mind that this bridge, underneath it was a very deep river. It's a small river, but it's quite deep. And I remember that when I first entered the school, I followed with my guru besar, and he told me one simple rule. One of the rules was, if you are from Miri and you want to go to Baram, to Ulu Baram, and if there's a passerby from the opposite direction and they wanted to go to Miri, we have to give way first.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the rule.
Yeah.
And Chun that time, when going down the bridge, after going down the Bukit Limau bridge.
Yeah, as you're about to reach the bridge lah. Okay.
And I saw a big lorry.
Oh, okay. The big lorry was on the other side.
On the other side,
okay,
but we can't see it because it's actually hidden.
Oh, okay.
It's actually there's a small curve, and there's the bridge, and there's another small curve there. But he was waiting there because I guess that his experience, he knew that maybe there might be someone coming down the bridge.
So the corner was blind spotted your view lah.
Yeah, Plus the mud was, I have to clean my windshield stuff.
Plus your windscreen is dirty.
And stuff.
So you're walking downwards lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's a straight land, then I would have time to stop.
Yeah.
And
so
you
were on the way down, then you saw a lorry right across the bridge.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first thing in my mind was that I remembered that we can't.
How big is the lorry?
The lorry that brings the
balak.
Kayu balak. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah, that's huge.
Okay. All right. Continue.
And the first thing in my mind when I saw that, and I didn't press the pedal because we are going down the hill. Automatically you're speeding.
Yeah.
And the first thing that I remembered was, we don't press the emergency brake straight away. We don't press the brake right away. We try to slow it. Main
dengan brake. Okay.
But when I did that, the brakes were still not helping. Instead, it helped me to
go faster. Yeah.
And my colleague was funny because she didn't notice this. She was playing on her phone. And that's the moment when I thought that, oh shit, something might happen.
Yeah.
Something bad might happen.
Yeah.
And once I started to slow press the brake, and it was pushing my car towards the river, actually, the small river.
Okay.
And the first thing that came to my mind was, it's either both of us are gonna be in danger, or either I just let the car crash, and I just swung my car towards the bridge, and part of my back, my left side of my car hits the railing of the bridge, and thank God, it's my car spun over, and we immediately stuck in the middle of the bridge, like we're blocking the bridge. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it was kind of a luck that if I stuck the railing and then I fell down to from the bridge or so, but maybe God was on my side that day, and fortunately my car was it ricocheted back into the bridge, and it stuck in the middle of the bridge and blocking the view.
I see.
Blocking the road. Sorry.
Yeah, blocking the road.
Yeah.
I see. Wow. everything happened too fast, of course,
in
right?
the split of a second.
Yeah, split second.
And we have to make a decision like, in the split of a second as well.
How was it like, man, to be in that situation?
Well, there were a lot of, when you're nearing something like that, we experience something like that, we will see a lot of things flashes in our eyes.
Yeah.
Like the first thing that I thought was my family members, my parents. Then back then was my girlfriend. Now she's my fiance. And those things, they came across my mind, but then at the same time I was thinking about my life as well. So I had to make the decision as soon as possible as well.
Right.
So there were a lot of things that went through in that moment.
I see. Yeah. But you made it through. You and your colleague made it out alive and well.
Well, my colleague actually had a head injury because her head bumped to the windshield.
Oh no!
But luckily didn't go over. Well, then she had a sprained back, I guess. I'm not sure because I only had chest pain because my seatbelt saved my life.
Did the IBS popped out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
And took them a few passerbys around half an hour to move my car because they told me and my colleague to went to the side and they helped to move the car.
Okay, now I'm curious because you're in the interior of Sarawak, right?
Yeah.
There won't be any ambulance.
No.
Or bomba kind of stuff, no, right? So what actually happened right after that?
Okay, there was no line as well.
Yeah, now I'm curious. What happened after that?
Okay, they pulled my car. They managed to bring my car back to after crossing that bridge, put on the side, and the first thing that I thought of was going to the hospital.
Right.
But at the same time, the belongings in my cars and the stuff in my car.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure. I wasn't thinking about those. I just wanted to make sure that me and my colleague wanted to be safe and checked.
Yeah.
And I look at my phone. I see that there's no line, no bar. You can't make a call. And the nearest, like I said, like a small town is Lapo. And this was around 20 minutes drive. We are almost halfway going to the 40 minutes of the junction, but we were around 20 minutes. And we have to ask for the passersby to bring us to Lapo. And we will have to make a call from there. And luckily there was a guy that was willing to help us. And he brought both of us to Lapo, and my car would just be like stranded there. All I thought about was our safety, and she was traumatized. I was traumatized, and we went to Lapo. And then once we get to Lapo, we made a call, not to Miri Hospital but to Long Lama Clinic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the nearest clinic was Long Lama. And I thought that maybe there's a van from Long Lama Clinic that can send us to Miri, or we might be admitted to the clinic itself. But Long Lama Clinic does not provide that. And once we made a call, the staff in Long Lama Clinic asked us to go to Long Lama. And yeah, we would be traveling to Miri by a van, not by ambulance.
Oh, the normal van lah.
Yeah.
Oh no, no helicopter.
No.
How long was that? The waiting period from that accident to Miri Hospital.
It looks on the severity of the injuries, because both of us were fine on the outside. Because if there's like more serious injuries, I would think that there will be more faster actions taken.
Reaction.
But for my case, they have to wait for like half an hour or 1 hour. I would say for the stuff to clear and stuff. I
Right.
mean, they did a check on us,
Right.
and they see that we are actually not that
Right.
seriously injured.
Mm.
So they took them about 30 minutes like that to
There's
settle
this-
stuff.
Alright. There's this. Sorry to cut you off. This is very random, but there's this podcast that I listened to. He was an ex staffer in the hospital. So he used to work with the ambulance department. So what he said this before, that if you're in an accident, if you're in a scene of accident, if let's say there are 3 or 4 of them, look out to those that doesn't scream help, because those who are actually lying down motionless are actually the most vulnerable, are the most painful, because it's the internal side, you cannot tell. But for those who are screaming help with painful legs, not to say that they are not, we don't put them as a priority. It's just that we know that they're actually, we can tell from the outside, oh okay, these guys are actually painful, but it's alright. Let's focus on those who that doesn't even scream help, doesn't even give feedbacks when someone asks, are you okay, are you alright? Yeah,
Those are the more concerns.
more severe, I would say. Sorry, very random. So that's about the life near death experience that you have experienced. Wow, I mean that must be scary for you. For your colleague.
But my concern was for my colleague, because once we reach Miri, then I would say that I was okay, because I only had pain in my chest. But she had a head injury. Then when I reached Miri, I thought of my car suddenly.
Yeah.
Because it's stranded there in the middle of nowhere.
How about your belongings? What happened to it?
I only took my important stuff.
Laptop.
My laptop I left in the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And bear in mind, my left side of my car was damaged and it was unlocked.
Oh, okay.
So I just thank God there wasn't anyone stealing. I only brought my wallets,
phone,
my IC, phone,
the basic ones.
And from there, I called the insurance company, and that's the problem with Nissan. They don't have a real HQ for call center in Sarawak.
Because, I see.
So once I called the HQ, it was in Kuala
KL.
Lumpur. They answered, and they don't know how
Where is
far
Baram?
is it. Baram. They thought it's a small town, but they don't know that there's no line there. And luckily they managed to send a dispatch guy, a towing guy for free if you take the insurance to take my. And I went back to the scene of the accident with the towers, towed my car, and we reached around Miri around 1 a.m.
Is this the next day or right after you arrive in Miri?
I arrived in Miri to send my colleague with her in the van.
And all the checkings and all that, and all settled.
The same day.
Okay.
Then I came back to the scene to take my car. Then I came to Miri, and then my group said, "Oh, you need to have a checkup, actually."
Yeah.
And then I went for the emergency checkup at around 1 a.m.
You drove back to Miri.
The towers.
Oh, the tow. Yeah, with the tow.
With the towers, with my car. And I remember the emergency doctor said, "You had an accident around 2 p.m. but you came to the hospital at 1 a.m. And he was kind of angry.
Yeah.
But he didn't know the
whole
severity
story.
of my story. For the
Yeah. So did you explain? No.
I tried to explain, but there's no point because I'm tired. I just let him check, because his immediate concern was concussion.
Yeah.
The
internal stuff.
Internal stuff and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm okay.
Yeah.
He gave me the MC for 1 week.
See.
And my colleague was MC'd for 2 weeks, if not mistaken.
Yeah, because hers is more severe.
Yeah.
She was on the left side, and the damage was more on the left side of the car. How's the car now?
I sent it to repair. Luckily, it's insured, and now it's okay. It's been repaired, but it's different.
Yeah, it's different.
It's
of course,
different. We can feel it.
After accident, it just doesn't feel the same. The chassis it feels weird.
Yeah. But as long as it takes me to my destination, then I'm fine with that.
Is the same Navara that you used?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Navara. Okay, alright. Right. So let's move on with the next question. Okay, 6 years as a teacher, right?
Yeah.
One experience that you'll never forget until today, either as a teacher or as an outsider living in Baram.
Well, we covered the near death. Well,
Yeah.
that was bad.
Yeah.
But one thing that the new experience that like I said, I'm a city boy, and we get to experience the skills that we never tried before.
Yeah.
Like hunting and fishing. And for hunting, it was very interesting because the experience that I will never forget until today, okay, is that we actually came across a big brown bear.
Oh.
Yeah.
In Sarawak.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was funny because we were actually, me and my security guard, actually, ex-security guard, he told me that, hey, let's go hunting. It was on a Friday night. And our main objective was to find deers. Payao, they would say lah. Deers. But again, going to the deeper side of the Ulu River, he went in first, obviously. I would just help him tie the prau and stuff.
Right.
And about like I was flashing my flashlight behind him, and he was in front of me. About like I would say a couple of feet only. A couple of feet next to him. We would not see that because it's a big brown bear. And it's in the middle of the night. I guess it was around 12-ish, midnight, something, and we can't see. There was no moonlight that time. You have to rely on our flashlight.
It was dark.
It was dark, yeah. It was very dark. And he heard noises on his right side, and it was a different noise, because if it's a deer, it wouldn't sound the growl that. And I thought that the first instinct that I heard when I heard that growl was, I thought it was a dog. And we didn't bring any hunting dogs. It was impossible. Then he flashes on his right side, and he saw a big bear. Luckily, it wasn't standing up also. It was just chilling there.
Oh no.
Okay, so we panicked.
Yeah.
But I didn't make any sound. We panicked, but we tried to avoid it calmly.
Yeah.
So what he did was, he took his gun, and it's not like the gun that we see in movies and stuff. It's the bullet that have a lot of pelurus, you know.
Oh.
It's like a brown round. If you shoot it, it's a round. I'm not sure how to explain it, but it's a orang kampung punya type of gun lah.
Oh.
Okay, and he shot it. I don't know that it directly hit where he spot off, but I would say the upper area of the bear, and the bear was angry, and it was scratching for any because it was in pain, and both of us would run back to the perahu. And when we sat in our perahu, we ran. He said, "We can't go back in there again." Yeah.
Wow. Okay. How big is the bear? How big was the bear?
It was the twice size of a human.
Oh.
Yeah, it was big.
Shoot.
Twice the size, and it was fat. It was fat.
As tall as this.
Yeah, I would say like that.
Okay. As tall as my lighting kit, if you're wondering, those listeners. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's how. All right. No. I see. All right. That will be one of the experiences you never forget lah.
Yeah.
Today.
Until today.
I see. Okay. All right. 6 years as a teacher. How do you find your career so far?
I would like to challenge myself. I would always tell myself to, even though the kids there are little, the facilities there are not good.
Yeah, especially now that you're working in the interiors of Sarawak.
Yeah.
The interiors, you can't have the basic stuff, basic amenities like the internet, things that you need for your PNP.
Yeah.
Like stationaries, If you want to do groceries, it's there. Of course, there are grocery shopping, grocery store, corner store we call it, but it's not as packed, or the stuff are just limited compared to how it is in Kuching.
And it's expensive.
Yeah, another thing, expensive, and it's difficult. I'm sure it's difficult for you as a teacher. Yeah. Continue on.
Well, last year, 2022, I was elected as the Penolong Kanan co-curriculum, and from there, I would say for my career, I would aim big, and the first thing that I would want is the kids to excel in sports. And 24 kids. If we want to make a football team, let's cut those 24 into half. There will be like
2 teams.
Yeah, but boys, girls.
Yeah lah, boys, girls lah, campur lah. Yeah.
But the competition for the MSSM, they only want boys. And I would like to say that there's only 10, 11 boys. These are primary 1 to primary 6. So I couldn't aim those part, especially sports in football, all those team sports, bola baling, volleyball. So for career-wise, I would say that I'm more specific on how to make sure these kids excel. And I found that in single individual games that they can be good at, especially badminton and chess. And I'm not a good chess player, but I learned it so that I would make sure that the kids, I have the knowledge to teach the kids.
So before you came to school to SK Omar Bawang, do these kids know how to play chess?
No.
Okay.
It's, the whole kids in Baram, I would say, doesn't know how to play chess because they're not exposed with indoor games.
Right.
And I'm a chess player when I was in high school, but I'm not good. Then when I was elected as Penolong Kanan last year, then I tried to
Kanan KK, right? Co-curriculum.
Okay.
Oops.
And then I look into chess, and wow, this is something different, something unique, something that the kids, not only my school, but the whole of Baram, or anywhere, if you're listening in Belaga or Kapit,
right,
you can teach your kids single individual games such as chess, because chess is a competition that anyone can learn.
Right.
Yeah. So I've restudied back my chess skills, and I taught them. And I'm proudly to say that my kid, one of them, managed to reach the national level.
Oh wow! Congrats.
Yeah. Last year around June, he represented Sarawak.
Oh.
Yeah.
From SK Omar Bawang.
Yeah.
Representing Sarawak.
Yeah.
Nice.
From all the way from daerah, bahagian, state, and now national. Yeah.
Awesome. Nice. So, how was the competition like? How was it? Has he joined the competition?
Yeah,
the national level?
He did. Yeah, but well, it's not his level because these kids that represented Sarawak, I mean states, they have their own coaches, they have a good facility and stuff, but we don't. Well, the limitation is that any kid can success if we as teachers we guide them.
I think with the right materials, with the right, not just moral support, but support in other things like material support. If you can guide these people, if you can guide these students, they can succeed in whatever they do. But unfortunately, you're teaching in Baram, so everything is just limited sources and blah blah blah. But fortunately for your case, for your student, he represented Sarawak. Yeah. And that's a big feat. That's a big achievement. Yeah. Yeah.
And 5 of them represented Bahagian Miri.
5 of them represented Miri. Nice.
Including him is 6. So 6 of the kids from SK Omar Bawang.
Alright.
And not to mention badminton as well. Another kid. Actually, it's the same kid with the chess. Because we don't have many students. It's the same kids.
24 kids.
24 kids. And year 6, the same kid. And she represented until state level.
Nice. Badminton.
Yeah, badminton.
Nice.
And if you see the picture of our court, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's not the standard badminton court. We don't have a standard badminton court in my school.
Right.
And the cement, there are a lot of potholes.
Oh.
But we managed to, well, we as teachers, we want to help them with the best.
Right.
And she managed to reach the quarterfinal in the MSS Sarawak. Yeah, it's a quarterfinal. And bear in mind, she's the only one that doesn't have a coach.
Oh.
And all the kids from Miri, Sarike, Kuching, they have their own coach, and she's the only one that doesn't have a coach.
How was her training, right? Like,
well, actually, previously there was a teacher, the previous penolong kanan. He trained this kid. A shout out to Mr. Muizuddin Chigudin. Okay, so he trained this kid, but he trained her with the proper technique and stuff, and she had the basic. Then Mr. Dean transferred, and I took over the position, and I just followed up with her training.
I see.
Because like I said, I'm not a good badminton player, but I'm engaging her to continue with what she learned, and every evening I would spend time with her around 5 to 7 to train her.
I see.
Yeah.
How many students that you train with I mean in your badminton team that represented Baram in Miri?
Okay.
How many of them?
Only 4 of them. There were 4 of them.
Mixed doubles? Or single?
2 guys, 2 girls. But last year the competition, they only accepted singles, not doubles. So 4 of them represented. 4 of them went for the competition, and the 2 girls, one of them got second place, and she was selected to represent Miri, which is the one that went to MSS Sarawak.
Right.
And the second girl got 3rd place.
I see. Yeah. So these 4 students you've mentioned, they played singles, they don't play doubles.
Yeah, they don't play doubles because they don't gave the doubles.
I see.
If they did, then I would send them.
Yeah, I see. Okay. All right. Derek, teaching the interiors, it must be very difficult.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that you might have heard a lot of stories from teachers, not only the interiors, but also in the Kuching city or in city centers, that teachers today, they feel burnout. So what would your words of encouragement be if you could talk to these teachers and lift up their spirits? Because my Facebook is filled with teachers posting things that they're burned out and all that. They just feel like, if I could change my career, I'll change. Teaching is not as how it was before. It's a lot of things to do besides teaching. You have a lot of paperwork to worry about. You have all the upper managements that you have to take care of, and blah blah blah. So how would you feel? I know you only have 6 years of experience, but I think that is enough for you to say your words, to share your thoughts on how to help these teachers who are having burnouts.
Well, I'm having them as well.
Okay.
But I would say that at the end of the day, don't focus more on those management that wanted to push you for the deadlines and stuff. But we must do this sincerely, and we will think of the kids. That's the most important thing. The kids, because
the clients.
Yeah.
Because
if I was focused on the paperwork and stuff, I would not have the time to send the kids to those competitions. I would say, let them be, and I wouldn't have the time to train them and stuff.
Yeah.
But I would say that remember that doing this as a teacher, just remember that the first thing is the kids. That's our core business. We want to educate the kids.
Yeah.
And the kids are the most important thing. Besides those paperwork, those IDMEs, those yeah, we have a lot of changes in our system. We have to adapt, and so we'll try to do them slowly. Yeah. If you're too busy or burnt out, just remember that, you're doing this for the grace of God. That's the first thing. And second,
you see my performance betul-betul. Copy paste. Sorry, cut you off. Yeah.
That's also a skill.
Yeah.
And just relax.
Yeah.
Just enjoy. There's more to life.
Yeah.
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 Than those stuff.
Right. So, what would be how do you see yourself after this? Will you see yourself as a teacher at SK Baram Bawang again? Or do you want to transfer out? Or do you see yourself in a different career after this?
Well, I've already been elected as the pengurusi teknik for Chato, for Baram.
Oh.
So, yeah, for chess.
The whole Baram?
Yeah, the whole Baram.
Oh.
So I'm in charge.
Oh, cool.
And currently I'm trying to teach, besides the kids in my school, about exposure
chess.
for chess. Yeah, I'm doing that currently. And another 2 more years I will be reaching my 44 pangkat. And I would say that I had a lot of experiences with the SK Mabawang in the interior. So I would say the first thing I would like to do is to transfer to maybe a city so that I can challenge myself, especially in chess or any sports. I'm willing to learn new skills. Ever since selected as the penolong kanan co-curriculum, I've been more kinda into sports. I mean, teaching is still one of my things, but I mean, sport management, the courses, the different sports. I would say that I'm heading towards that direction. Maybe one day work in TPD or JPN. Well, that's my target after being selected as penolong kanan curriculum. Yeah, in sports, especially in sports.
I see. All right. So Derek, will you trade your current job and your current workplace for any other job or any other place?
Well, if you ask me this before I enter IPG, I would say yes. But now, after entering IPG and being a teacher for 6 years, and especially the kids in interior, then I would say no. Because at the end of the day, when the kids succeed, you succeed as well.
Yeah.
You succeed in bringing the best out of them.
Yeah.
So I would say no.
I mean, there's this stark difference when you compare interior children with children or students or kids in the city. Kids in the interiors, they are very respectful of you as a teacher. That's what I see.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that is one of the reasons why you enjoy teaching, despite all the journey, the challenges of journeying, having yourself have to go through all these challenges to go to your school. But like I said, the clients as your students, you enjoy teaching with them. And I'm guessing that is your main goal, your drive to teach. Yeah.
Yes. And the kids are very different than the ones in the cities.
Yeah.
Being there is almost like they're very happy that you're there with them as well. Yeah. And this kind of a good way relationship, I would say. Sometimes they would bring you fruits, vegetables. They always give me fish.
Do you eat fish?
I seldom eat fish.
Same. Yeah. I don't eat fish as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they give me fish, I would like keep it. I mean, I'm grateful, but I will cook it in 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
So these kids are those kind of kids in the interior. They are more respectful, I would say, and your relationship wise. I mean, if you scold them, right, you will have different. You will regret it. You know, you will regret it within 5 minutes or so. Then you will think about kesian juga sih datang. Then we are okay again, and they're improved.
I see
their behavior and stuff. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Cool. Surviving tips, working in the interiors. What would it be?
Well, first thing, always wear long pants. Always wear long sleeves, or bring repellent. Because if you look at my skin, you would think of mosquitoes. I would say not mosquito. I would say sandflies.
Oh.
If you go to the beach, all this small insect, this small tiny horrendous insect that will suck your blood.
Okay.
They're the same family as with mosquitoes. But with mosquitoes, we can just see them clearly. Like this one, we can't see it in the naked of the eye.
I see.
So, if you look at my skin, I've been infected and my health deteriorate because of it. And I've been having gout as well. Constant infections and stuff. And always try to wear long sleeve. And then if you're afraid of leeches, wear socks underneath your long pants and the long sleeves. Yeah. That's the first tip.
Yeah.
And I would say the other tips you would it's the same with the Bear Grylls. If you watch Bear Grylls episodes and stuff, and you would know that.
Yeah. I see. So that's your tips lah.
Yeah, the main tip is to wear long sleeve and cover yourself.
Right. Okay. Cool. So we're about to end this podcast. So do you have any final words to say, probably to the teachers out there, or to your students, or anything regarding the teaching line lah that you want the public to know?
Okay. This goes out to all the educators. Regardless whether you're in interior or in the city, just remember that we're doing this. Our teaching business. Our core business is to teach, but remember that we do it sincerely for the kids to excel, to succeed, and so that they can improve on their lives, and hopefully one day they can repay you back, remember you forever. Remember to do it for the kids.
Okay, all right. So Derek, where can we find you on your socials?
Well, you can follow me at Instagram, Derek Alistair. You can follow me on Facebook, Derek Alistair as well. It's easier to find me, just type Derek Alistair. I'm on Twitter as well. I'm on TikTok, but I'm not that active in TikTok. Same, Derek Alistair.
Okay, all right. So thank you, Derek, for being the guest of the 20th episode of the Barryanakbarim podcast. It's a great pleasure to have you here. All right, so that's the end of the episode 20 with Derek Alistair, a teacher who is teaching with 6 years of experience as an English teacher, guru penyelaras untuk KK, curriculum, and all that. So don't forget to check this episode on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click like. If you love this episode, please show me some support. Show me some love. Share this on your social media. And if you want to contribute, buy me a coffee. Contribute a few dollars. That will help me to run this podcast. And see you in the next episode. Episode 21. I don't know when, where, and with who, but episode 21 coming up next. But for now, ciao.